Hey guys, it's Ben, coach of the Baltimore Orioles, here with my run of the Hive Invitational Tournament. Before each season, the Hive hosts basically a qualifying tournament to determine what division people will be placed in for the following season. It's not public, it's just for the friends in the server who weren't coaches last season who want to be playing in this upcoming season. So this isn't the sole factor to determine divisions, like if we're going to be placed in Weedle, Kakuna, Beedrill, or Mega Beedrill. Like they'll also take other stuff into account, like chat activity, for example. But HIT is still certainly an important factor. So I'm going to try to do the best I can, and we just finished the tournament, and I did pretty well. Yay. And I want to revive my dead channel anyway, so I figured I'd upload my run. There were 15 of us in total, and instead of drafting teams normally, what we did is we picked old teams from past seasons of the Hive. We were allowed to pick any team from seasons 2, 3, and 4 from any division, and of course, everyone's going to want to pick the best team they possibly can. And realistically, those teams are going to have mons like Tapu Koko and Celesteela. I kept that in mind when I was looking for teams to pick. On the one hand, I could take Jake's busted team from Mega Beedrill Season 4, but I could also try to counter-team everyone else. I decided to go with the latter, since that feels like the best strategy here, honestly. So I was trying to find a team that had ideally a Nidoqueen, because that is the best Koko check in the game. Nidoking was good as well. And I wanted to find a really solid electric type. Ideally Thundurus. Of course, I won't just mindlessly take any Nidoqueen Thundurus team I can find, because I need the rest of the team to be good as well, otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do well with it. So, I was looking for those teams, and I found two with Nidoqueen and Thundurus. First one I found was Joel's Season 4 Mega Beedrill team. It consisted of Thundurus Incarnate, Mega Scizor, Salamence, Nidoqueen, Primarina, Tangrowth, Azelf, Kangaskhan, Emboar, Diancie, and Pikachu. The other team I found was the team from Kakuna Season 3 that both Mio and Chiangi used. Mio drafted it, then he dropped later, and Chiangi took over. So Mio's team was Zygarde 50, Mega Scizor, Nidoqueen, Thundurus T, Cobalion, Gardevoir, Sneasel, Diancie, Swellow, Trevenant, and Vaporeon. So I knew I wanted to take one of these, but at first I wasn't really sure which one. They both had Nidoqueen Thundurus. They both had Mega Scizor, which is my favorite hazard remover in the game, because I really hate hazards, and Mega Scizor is such a good remover. It's very bulky, I really love Mega Scizor. They both have a Diancie, which is just kind of mediocre, but Diancie did once lead me to a championship before, 2 years ago, almost to the day. Mio had a Cobalion, Joel had an Emboar. Emboar is a great Celesteela check, but Mio's Cobalion added another Steel type. That's very good from a defensive standpoint. It also gives him more support options with like another reliable rocker. And Mio also had a Zygarde 50, a Sneasel, a Gardevoir, a Swellow, a Vaporeon. These are mons I'm really comfortable with and I really love using, so I ultimately decided to go with Mio's team. Even though it did have a Trevenant, realistically grass types aren't too important, so I probably wouldn't have a need to bring it. But it does have some fun moves, so it's not total garbage. So yeah, I went with Mio's team from Kakuna Season 3, and once the draft was finished, all 15 of us were divided into a double elimination bracket. I definitely like double elimination, because I have a tendency to choke away games. Round 1, we were faced up against Furfrou, and I know that Furfrou's a really good player, so right off the bat, I'm faced with the challenge. So here's what I'm going to do for this video. To keep this from being absurdly long, I'm going to do what I did for my CPL Part 2 video. I'm going to briefly go over the teams that I've built for each game, and then I'll fast forward through the replays. I won't commentate them unless something important pops up that I feel the need to talk about. So, with that in mind, let's hop right into our round 1 game against Furfrou. His team consists of, well, he had Jack's Beedrill Season 2 team, and that team consisted of Tapu Koko, Mega Gallade, Shaman, Suicune, Umbreon, Metagross, Golbat, Gliscor, Darmanitan, Drapion, and Mismagius. It's a really solid team. It was kind of hard to prep for, except that I noticed that his Steel type was a Metagross, so I can kind of take advantage of that with Gardevoir, because, I can hit it for super effective damage with Shadow Ball, and Gardevoir ripped through the rest of the team. So the first one we have here is Nidoqueen. I don't remember what the speed is for, I don't remember what these sets are for. Like I said, I'm just going to be briefly going through these team builders. Of course, I have to bring Nidoqueen against the Tapu Koko team. T-Spikes are really nice in this game because his grounded poison is Drapion, and his other removers are like, Tapu Koko, Gliscor, Golbat. Golbat's not really a Pokemon. Gliscor is the only reliable remover, and if he even brings Drapion, that I don't even know. But T-Spikes are really nice against, Shaman, Suicune, Umbreon. So I do think T-Spikes are a very nice bring in this game, so I think this is a good Nidoqueen set we've got here. Like I said, don't remember what the EVs are for. But it's also very offensive. And I'm just going to skip ahead to this Swella set. I'm Agility Pass. That was to go into Nidoqueen because, again, he doesn't have very many checks to it. Nidoqueen's very, very strong. So I wanted to Agility Pass into that if I was given the opportunity. And Swella also had Facade for, extra damage output. And Sub, because I could also Sub Pass. So let's go back in order. We got Thundurus here. Bulk Up, Rest Talk with Fly. I had Flying EMZ there so I could hit the Gliscor, because Protect games could be really annoying there. And he doesn't really have a lot of checks to this. Like, sure, Tapu Koko won't be taking much, but if I get to +6, then it's taking damage. It also can wall the Mega Gallade once I get up a few bulk ups. It's just a pretty good set overall in this matchup. Metagross sponges, but like, it doesn't have reliable sustain. I'll chip it down over time. We have some speed there to creep a defensive Shaman, like if it's trying to creep me or something like that. Next up, we have the Gardevoir. Like I said, it has a pretty good matchup. We've got a lot of physical defense here. This is for the Metagross as well as the Vibiribiri. We can Will-O-Wisp the Metagross. I considered a number of different sets, but I did want to run Will-O-Wisp with Vibiribiri for sure because I wanted to be able to reliably check Metagross and open the door for Mons Lake, Diancie, and Zygarde later on. So I could Shadow Ball the Metagross, but I could also just Will-O-Wisp it. Because it's 50-50 whether he clicks Bullet Punch or Meteor Mash, or just nothing super effective predicting the switch. So that was the set there. Also had Trick Room for reasons. We already talked about Swellow. We also have the Zygarde here, Camouflage, DD, Facade Return, Facade for Mons Lake Suicune, in case it wants to burn me or Toxic me. Silk Scarf for extra damage output. I'm pretty sure that was for specific hits. So I can Camouflage into the normal type, Dragon Dance, and all of a sudden I'm getting off really powerful returns. And last one here is Diancie, Crow Diancie, Calm Mind, Rest Talk, Moonblast. I feel like the special attack was there for a reason, but I don't remember why it was there. So yeah, that's the team. Let's hop into the replay. So, I've realized the only way I can win this game is to Dragon Dance on the Protect and then kill everything with +2 return. So, we lost round 1, that's not a good thing. So now we've got to try to win out in loser's bracket if we want to have a shot at the championship, so that's what I'm going to try to do. So, for round 1 of losers, we are taking on Mega Butterfree. He has Omega's Season 4 Beedrill team, which was Garchomp, Scizor, Azumarill, Volcarona, Dhelmise, Mega Manectric, Uxie, Sneasel, Toxicroak, Meloetta, and Audino. Pretty solid team overall. And of course it is an Omega team, and Omega is a very good player, so I know this team probably won't have too many holes in it. But I did my best in prep, and this is the team we came up with. First up, we have Scarf Gardevoir with 3 attacks and Healing Wish. HP Fire is, of course, for the Scizor. Moonblast and Psyshock just hit basically everything else. Because, again, his Steel type is Scizor. Once that's gone, Gardevoir goes ham. Healing Wish just in case. Next up is Mega Scizor. Very powerful, very fast. We have enough speed to creep something. That's creeping like base 100 non-invested with a few more EVs. I guess that's a safely creep Uxie, safely creep, I don't know, I guess mostly for the Uxie. Defensive Chomp, if for some reason he wanted to bring that. Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, and Bug Bite Roost. Next up we have the Nidoqueen, modest Life Orb, very, very strong. We have the Rock Tomb there. That was for the Volcarona alone, because Volcarona is a very scary young lad. We have rocks there, we have Flamethrower and Sledge Wave for coverage. Flamethrower, Sledge Wave, I felt like that was all I really needed, because realistically I'm not going to stay in on Garchomp anyway, and I don't really need Ice Beam for that reason. I want to prevent Volcarona from setting up, so that's why I have the Rock Tomb there. Sheer Force Rock Tomb. That does still one-shot, which is nice. That's why I ran that over Rock Slide. Sledge Wave hits Azumarill, that's why I really needed that. Flamethrower, of course, for the Scizor. Flamethrower hits Delmise. Sledge Wave hits Uxie for basically the most damage I can get on it. Flamethrower for the Sneasel. Yeah, I just felt like this was the best bring overall. Again, EVs are there for some reason. Probably to creep the Azumarill. Next up, we have the Sneasel. This thing was my dedicated Scizor check. I'm going to bait in the Scizor and click counter on the U-turn or on the Bullet Punch, whichever one he would want to go for. We've got Pursuit for the Uxie. Basically, I'm going to try to bait in the Uxie. I'm going to click Pursuit as he switches out. Get off really good chip on that. That opens the door for my other mons later in the game. And if he goes into Scizor, I just click counter and something dies. Next up, Vaporeon. Wish, Protect, Scald, and Roar. Very specially defensive. For the Volcarona, yeah, this is a big Volcarona check. I am Toxicroak fodder, but that's why I have the Roar there. So Toxicroak can't set up on me. It's just a bulky Vaporeon, Wish Bastard, standard set. And last one here is Specswellow, because he doesn't have a switch in. Plus, Specswellow destroyed him in round 1 of the winner's bracket, so we both lost in, well, we both lost to get into the loser's bracket. So I felt like another Swellow set would just make the most sense here. So, yeah, that's the team. Let's hop into the replay. Okay, awesome. We won a game. Now we gotta win like 7 more. So for round 2 of losers, we are taking on Tom. He has Hiker's Mega Beedrill Season 4 team, which consists of Weavile, Clefable, Suicune, Gliscor, Rotom Heat, Mega Alakazam, Magnezone, Virizion, Quagsire, Venomoth, and Musharna. Very disgusting team. A disgusting defensive core of Clefable, Suicune, Gliscor. Even mons like Rotom Heat, Quagsire, Magnezone. A very bulky team. It's still very strong with Mega Alakazam, Weavile, Virizion is very, very good team. He even has Musharna, which could be potentially a threat, because Musharna gets Psychic Terrain. That can go for a Baton Pass or a Healing Wish into the Mega Alakazam, and then problems arise. So that's a very scary thing to keep in mind. I don't know if Tom noticed that, because I almost prepped for it, but I realized that would be way too much trouble to prep for it. I doubt Tom noticed that. Hiker probably noticed it because he drafted the team, whereas Tom didn't. So that would have just been a coincidence there. So yeah, I'm not expecting Musharna to Psychic Terrain Baton Pass into the Alakazam in this game. So let's hop right into the team that I prepped. First up, we have the Zygarde. Same set I'm running as Furfrou, except that I'm running lefties instead of Silk Scarf, and also I've got I don't remember. I've already forgotten what the set was I brought against Furfrou, but I have enough speed to outspeed and max speed Rotom Heat. Next up, we have the Gardevoir. It's Choice Scarf. The idea with this set is that I will Revenge Kill the Magnezone, guaranteed 100% of the time, because I am Choice Scarf. I'll outspeed and max speed Magnezone, and I will trace the Magnet Pull, and I'll click HP Ground, and it drops. And then that opens the door for Gardevoir later on, because that's its Fairy Resist, that's its Psychic Resist. Well, those are his main Fairy and Psychic Resists. It's a Steel type. So once that's gone, Gardevoir can really poke holes in the team later. Next up is the Mega Scizor. This thing has enough speed to outspeed a max speed modest Magnezone. Again, I don't want to get Magnet pulled, but if he's timid, I have enough bulk to take a timid HP Fire, and maybe I do outspeed max speed timid. I'll put something on the screen right now because I don't remember Magnezone's speed off the top of my head, but I know I can take an HP Fire like if he's Scarf. Like timid specs, I feel like I probably would have prepped for that. Maybe because that's why I'm thinking maybe I do outspeed max speed timid, although that wouldn't make any sense when I'm looking at how much speed I have on this thing. Whatever, don't listen to me, I'm dumb. So we have Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Roost. U-Turn, of course, for the momentum. I considered Superpower, but I felt like U-Turn was just smarter. As if it is clicking the HP Fire, that would allow me to go into Gardevoir for free. Next up, we have a Scarf Sneasel. This thing is to Pursuit Trap the Mega Alakazam. It doesn't one-shot, but it does really good damage, and if he does choose to switch out, Pursuit will kill it. But I just need to chip down the Alakazam a little bit, then Pursuit guaranteed kills, because Mega Alakazam is always such a threat. I really hate having to prep for it, having to play against it. It's really scary. That's why I have to bring my Scarf Dark types for that exact kind of thing, so I can Pursuit Trap it. Nextly, we have the... did I just say Nextly? Wow, I'm really good at English. Next up, we have the Nidoqueen. Very fast, very bulky. This set was designed to outspeed the Gliscor, bop it, set T-Spikes, set Sub, and I have Sludge Wave there to hit other Pokemon. Like, I can hit the Suicune for decent damage. I hit the Clefable for super effective, of course. It's really to break his defensive cores, minus the Suicune, which is what the T-Spikes are there for. What are his poison types? It's Venomoth. Venomoth is the poison type. That's not really a Pokemon. I'm not expecting it to come. His removers are like, what? Rotom Heat, Gliscor. He has a couple of removers. I feel like T-Spikes are pretty good here. So yeah, that's why I've got that set there. Don't know what the exact bulk is for, but I'm pretty sure it was there for a reason. And lastly, we're actually bringing Trevenant. Banded Trevenant. What's his switch into a Woodhammer? I'm not expecting him to bring the Venomoth. Virizion's taken a ton. Gliscor has taken a ton. That's not a switch into a Woodhammer. Maybe like Magnezone or Rotom Heat. That's why I have... Do I have Rock Slide on here? I do have Rock Slide. Yeah, that's for the Rotom Heat. Phantom Force is still stab. It'll still be doing really good damage. And this thing comes in on the Quagsire and forces a switch. I considered bringing a more bulky set with Substitute, but I felt like this was probably just like the smartest bring, so... I'm excited to bring Trevenant to a game, so... let's hop into the replay, see how Trevenant does. Reminder that Gliscor is one of the most reliable physical tanks in the game. Well, we've survived up to this point, so maybe we stand a chance here now, except that our next game is against Sablo. Sablo is really, really, really good. Like, absurdly good. Like, arguably the best player in this entire tournament good. Even though this tournament has guys like Aster, Recon Jack, Sablo is arguably better than both of them. So, yeah, he has Eyes, Beedrill Season 3 team. Yeah, that's Mega Kangaskhan, Necrozma, Tapu Bulu, Mimikyu, Greninja, Hawlucha, Empoleon, Nidoking, Ditto, Turtonator, and Electrode. Very scary team. Plus the Ditto's very annoying. So, yeah, I'm gonna need a miracle if I want to pull this one out of my ass. So the team I'm bringing, first up we have the Cobalion. I've got some pretty good bulk, fast, got a little bit of special attack there. Again, these numbers are here for reasons. I do not remember what those reasons are. I believe I'm fast enough to outspeed a max speed Adamant Hawlucha. This thing is basically just meant to pivot around, click Toxic, set rocks. Rocky Helmet's nice for like Lucha and stuff. Now we have a Scarf Zygarde. That was a catch Mon's like Greninja off guard. Mon's like, what else did he even have on his team? Yeah, Greninja, potentially like a Scarf Nidoking, Electrode, if you wanted to bring that for some reason. Plus Shell Smashed Turtonator, I think? Basically just catching Mons off guard. 1,000 Arrows, of course, duh. E-Speed is still nice. Earthquake, in case I can get rid of all of his ground immune Mons, because I'm not expecting the type of Bulu in this game, because I don't think he can bring Bulu against a Mega Scizor team. If he does, it would have to be like Sub Calm Mind, HP Fire, Dazzling Gleam. So I have Iron Tail there for the Bulu, of course, if for some reason he does bring that. And Earthquake is doing real good damage to everything else. Next up, Nidoqueen. Very specially offensive with Black Sludge, Sub-Earth Power Flamethrower, and Protect. Protect is why on earth do I have Protect? Oh, right, yeah. So, he has a Ditto. I really, really hate having to prep for Ditto. That's really annoying. So, this was really trying to counter the Ditto. Sub-Earth Power Flamethrower, Protect. What that does for me is, if he sends in Ditto while I don't have a sub-up, I can Protect to scout to see what move he would want to go for, but if he predicts that, he could easily just pull out a switch into something else. And again, Sablo is really good. He would probably predict that. But I'm going to do my best to play around the Ditto. Earth Power and Flamethrower. Why do I have Earth Power and Flamethrower? I guess it hits basically everything. It doesn't really hit Hawlucha, but again, I'm not expecting Bulu Lucha. Earth Power hits his Nidoking, Empoleon, Greninja. What does Flamethrower even hit on his team? The Bulu, in case you wanted to bring that, I guess. In fact, why didn't I just run, like, Ice Beam? Oh, I'm right, I didn't run Ice Beam because if Ditto copied me, I wouldn't want it to be able to click Earth Power or Ice Beam. Then we'd have problems. But Earth Power and Flamethrower allows me to go into, I don't know, maybe Zygarde, maybe Thundurus. Next up, we have Sneasel. Sub, Knockoff, Focus Punch, and Foul Play. No Ice Beam because, again, I'm not expecting Bulu Lucha. Focus Punch is good for the Empoleon because that's basically what Sneasel will be baiting in, the Empoleon. Foul Play for the Mega Kangaskhan if that wants to start setting up. The Mimikyu if that wants to start setting up. Knockoff, of course, because it's a Sneasel. Got to run Knockoff. Got to make it look like I'm a normal set. Next up, we have the Scarf Gardevoir, Moonblast, Psychic, Thunderbolt, Healing Wish. What do we outspeed? Max Speed, Necrozma. Yeah, I didn't really need to run that much speed on Gardevoir, but I did anyway for some reason. I don't think I can actually outspeed a Max Speed Electrode. Yeah, so we have. Why do we have Thunderbolt? Mons like Greninja, yeah, mostly for Empoleon. Yes, the Gardevoir set is there. It's mostly just like to clean once I can get some of his Mons out of the way. And our last one here is the Thundurus. This thing is gonna be my dedicated lead. If he leads with the Nidoking, I click Agility because if he is Scarf and clicks Ice Beam, that doesn't kill me, and I can pop the Wiki Berry and I'm like fast and I'm healthy. If he's not Scarf, he's switching out because he doesn't want to take a not a Thunderbolt. He doesn't want to take a Psychic to the face. So I can be at +2 right. So I would be at +2 right off the bat. Then I can click Nasty Plot on whatever he wants to go into, and I can really just start pressuring him right off the bat. So that is the idea with this team. Maybe we can make miracles happen and beat Sablo. Like I said, Sablo is really, really good. So we are really going to need a miracle here. So yeah, let's hop into the replay, see if we have miracles happen. I'm not expecting the type of Bulu in this game because I don't think he can bring Bulu against a Mega Scizor team. It doesn't really hit Hawlucha, but again, I'm not expecting Bulu Lucha. No Ice Beam because again, I'm not expecting Bulu Lucha. So, miracles happened. Hex is a win con. We're moving on, and at this point I realize, yo, I can actually do this. Now that Sablo's out of the way, next up we have to play Furfru, because Furfru lost, I believe, Recon Jack in the winner's bracket, and now we rematch in the loser's bracket. So I know what I did wrong in our first game. I know what to do in this next game. So, we have Zygarde again, but this time we are slightly different. We are sub-camouflage coil E-speed. We have lefties for sustain, and we have enough speed to outspeed a Suicune, creeping a max speed Adamant Zygarde. I find that a very likely bring on his end. So the rest of the EVs are thrown into the bulk. Yeah, mostly just to take those Scalds better from the Suicune, so they basically guaranteed won't break my sub. It's a roll if he's max special attack, but realistically he's not going to bring max special attack. Even if he does, he's taking more damage from the E-speed. That's nice. Also, something I really I did keep this in mind while prepping. E-speed only has 8 PP, and if I'm clicking it in front of the Suicune, that's cutting it by 2 every time. So that could be really annoying. But I do have the Toxic here with Nidoqueen, and that's the goal. I'm going to Toxic the Suicune with Nidoqueen, ideally on the switch. And if it's Toxic, that wouldn't be an issue. That would just be Zygarde setup fodder, so we'd be fine. So with the Nidoqueen, again, we're Scarf Toxic, that's for the Suicune. Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, Earth Power, really nice against the rest of the team. Particularly the Koko, so I can also outspeed that thing. Next up, we have the Sneasel, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, Pursuit, and Substitute. We are ICMZ. We can sub up in front of stuff. What does he have on his team again that I can sub up in front of? I can sub up in front of the Gliscor, I can sub up in front of the Shaman. Yeah, mobs like that. I can Pursuit Trap them as Magius, so then Zygarde can go ham. And yeah, that's the Sneasel set there. Why was I so fast? Did he have anything that... Maybe I was creeping like a Scarfer or something? I don't know why I was so fast. Am I stupid? Maybe I was creeping him, creeping me, creeping him, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that was the Sneasel set. Next up, Vaporeon, because I think that's actually a very important bring here. Also, I should probably mention that another reason why I'm bringing Sneasel is because Shaman was a huge problem in our first game, and I don't want it to be a huge problem again. So that's why I have Sneasel. But Vaporeon, yeah. Baton Pass, so I can get momentum. Okay, come on. There had to have been a specific reason I brought this. I know there was. Like, I go in on the... Sent it in on Gliscor. I don't remember... Dang it, I don't remember the exact reason I brought this set. See, I thought it was for Suicune, but I don't have Roar. Yeah, I have this set for a reason. I don't remember what that reason is. Next we have the Thunderous, U-Turn, Thunderbolt, HPS, knockoff. We are Assault Vest, so we can take hits better from the Tapu Koko, as well as the Suicune, as well as the Shaman. Yeah, so basically I've kind of learned from my mistakes. I'm not letting a Shaman do anything this time. HPS for the Gliscor, of course, knockoff for support, U-Turn for momentum, Thunderbolt for damage. And lastly, we do have the Scarf Gardevoir, Moonblast, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Healing Wish. Do I have anything else to say about this? I really thought there was more to say about this team. Maybe I'll put something in post. I don't know. But let's hop into the replay. Oh yeah, Gardevoir has enough physical defense to take a +2 Mega Gallade Shadow Sneak from full, so that's a thing. Okay, now let's go into the replay. Now that I pulled off that win against Furfrou, I'm really starting to realize I can actually do this. So now we're taking on the winner of K-Crick versus Destin. K-Crick is really, really good. But luckily, Destin hexed him, so we're playing Destin. He has Nodder's Kakuna Season 4 team, which consists of Tapu Koko, Mamoswine, Tangrowth, Klefki, Mega Gyarados, Uxie, Gengar, Miltank, Blaziken, Archeops, and Quagsire. So let's hop right into the team we're bringing. First up, we have Nidoqueen, because again, it's a Tapu Koko team. Gotta bring Nidoqueen. What was this set for? I was sub, 3 attacks, Life Orb. That was to sub up in front of the Koko, right? Yeah, sub up in front of the Koko, and then whatever he wants to send in just drops. Because Nidoqueen is just so dang powerful. Spec Swellow, because his switch-ins are non-existent. He's got, what, Klefki? And I have so many other mons to pressure the Klefki. Nothing else wants to switch in to a Specs Boom Burst. It's just so, so good. We have Quick Attack there just in case. Like in case Koko gets scary. And it's at 1 HP. We can Quick Attack it, and it dies. We have Life Orb Gardevoir. I sub up in front of... What do I sub up in front of? What was my plan here? I sub, I guess, in front of something like Uxie. Basically, I sub on the Klefki switch. Then I can go for an HP Ground. Okay, the broad idea was that I would 1v1 the Klefki, which would be his switch-in. I have HP Ground, so I can hit both Klefki and, like, Gengar if I would need to hit that. No Psychic in this game. I have Disable, so I can, like, disable Thunder Waves, disable Iron Heads. I don't remember what my exact plan was, but it was something along the lines of bait in the Klefki and 1v1 it. I don't remember what my exact plan was. Yeah, so that's what the Gardevoir set was. Next up, Cobalion. Support lead. Taunt, Rocks, Toxic, Flash Cannon. This was my dedicated lead to this game. At first I had offensive Cobalion, but as I was preparing to play the game, I realized that support lead really makes a lot more sense because his Uxie lead is pretty likely. He's probably going to set Rocks early. This Cobalion could really shift the momentum in my favor early. Yeah, and at the very last second, I changed these EVs. At first, they were all in special defense, but I put some into special attack. That's going to come into play later in the game. Next up, Mega Scizor, very physically defensive. This was for the Mamoswine, this was for the Gyarados, the Archeops, mostly the Mamoswine. Defog, because again, he does have a handful of hazard setters, and he does have Spike Stack with Klefki, so I gotta keep that in mind. That can be a scary thing, so I have to bring my reliable Defogger in this game. I love Mega Scizor, man. It's such a reliable Defogger. I love it, I love it. Last Mon is Thundurus. I click Substitute, and then whatever he switches in dies. Amazon and Quagsire are his electric communities. They die to Grass Knots. I have Sludge Wave there for like the Tapu Koko, Tangrowth, most of the Tangrowth. Yeah, but if I can get up a sub, something dies. This Thundurus set is really, really good. Alright, so yeah, that's the team. Let's hop into the replay. Somehow, someway, through the grace of God, I have brought it back, and now I'm in Losers Finals. I've taken this all the way from Losers Round 1 to Losers Finals. Now we are facing Recon Jack, very solid player, but I did play him once before in EBA, and I did beat him there, partially due to a crit, but I'm 1-0 against him career, so that's cool to note. Jack has Damon's Weedle Season 2 team. It consists of Zygarde 50, Mega Pinsir, Clefable, Decidueye, Bronzong, Greninja, Salazzle, Conkeldurr, Gastrodon, Zangoose, and Dedenne. So Dedenne is of course not a Pokemon, Zangoose I'm not expecting. So realistically I only had to prep for 9 Mons, and well, this is the team I came up with. First up, Chocoberry Nidoqueen. I want this thing to be able to bait in the Zygarde and bop it with the Ice Beam. As you know, I can live in Earthquake, I can live 1,000 arrows, not that he would bring Earthquake. But yeah, I can live 1,000 arrows, I can Ice Beam it. I can also take like an Earthquake from Mega Pinsir. I can take an Earthquake from, I don't know, Bronzong? If you wanted to run that for some reason. You would probably run a Psychic Move or anything, but yeah. The idea with Nidoqueen is I bait in the Zygarde and I kill it. Also helps me against mons like Clefable. It's just really solid overall in this matchup. Next up we have the Zygarde, Dragon Dance, 1,000 Arrows, Iron Tail, Rock Slide. Rock Slide for the Mega Pinsir, Iron Tail for the Clefable. Iron Tail 2-hit KOs, unaware Clefable after Rocks. And if he's Magic Guard, of course, if I can get up the Dragon Dance, he's going to be taking a lot of damage. I have the Ground EMZ there for the Gastrodon, as I do feel like that would probably be his check. But it also does still allow me to hit the Clefable, especially if that's Pabiri Berry. But it is mostly for the Gastrodon. Since that can't Ice Beam me, it can't Clear Smog me. Next up, we have Scarf Gardevoir. Modest again, that's pretty fun. I have some physical defense investment for... I don't remember what that was for. Okay, awesome. Maybe if I could take 2 Mega Pinsir's quick attacks or something. I don't know, but we're Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Psychic Glitter Bolt, so just 4 attacks. I feel like those 4 attacks are necessary in this game. Next up, Scizor. We're fully physically defensive for the Pinsir, the Zygarde, the Conkeldurr, and the Decidueye. So we have Aerial Ace there for the Pinsir, the Decidueye, and the Conkeldurr. Mostly Pinsir and Conkeldurr. Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Roost. Standard 3 other moves. We've got Vaporeon here, switching up the nickname because AVP made fun of my nickname Vaporizer, because that's the name I've been using for Vaporeon for as long as I've been playing Mons. It's cringe, it's stupid, but it's also nostalgic, relatively speaking, since I only started playing Mons in like 2013. But yeah, so I changed up the nickname in honor of my good pal Blue Potato. We were pretty specially defensive. Yeah, this is my mostly there for the Salazzle and the Greninja, because those things are huge, huge threats. And Vaporeon really is my best check to both of those. Salazzle's very scary against my team. Like, what? I have Zygarde, he's probably going to have HP Ice. I have Nidoqueen. If it's my Zygarde check, it can also be my Salazzle check. Greninja is very, very good against my team, so I absolutely need Vaporeon here. In fact, I could have run, like, HP Electric if I wanted to, so I could hit Greninja harder, because I know it's going to have Taunt. But I'm chipping it down anyway. I'm on that doesn't have Sustain, so I think this is a fine set. And lastly, we do have the Cobalion. We have Rocks, as well as Rock Polish 2 attacks with Weakness Policy. I'm going to lead this against the Bronzong, because I'm expecting him to lead Bronzong. And I'm going to set Rocks while he sets Rocks, then he Earthquakes while I set Rock Polish. He pops on Weakness Policy, I'm at +2/+2, and I really start breaking his team. That is the idea. So, with this team out of the way, let's hop right into HIT Season 2 Losers Finals.
Decisions in the solution, caught up in your reckless bravery, born to the freedom, fighting in your chains, victory is out the way. Freeing your life is just the beginning, because the onslaught is now commencing.
Well, I certainly didn't expect to make it this far, but hey, it's finals time. So we are taking on Ian, who of course won the winner's bracket. He has Joel's Season 3 Kakuna team, and it is a very, very broken team. That's why he's in finals. So he has Tapu Koko, Mew, Shaman, Suicune, Hawlucha, Mega Beedrill, Steelix, Savali, Tyrantrum, Alolan Persian, Alolan Raiju. Firstly, no team should be allowed to have Koko and Mew. Secondly, no team should be allowed to have Koko, Mew, in addition to Shaman, Suicune, Lucha, Mega Beedrill, and then the other busted Mons. Yeah, so this team is terrifying and very, very broken. That's why he's undefeated. So he has Joel's Season 3 Kakuna team. I also have a Season 3 Kakuna team from Mio/Chiangi. Mio drafted it, Chiangi picked it up later once Mio dropped. So, yeah, both these were Season 3 Kakuna. I looked it up. They played each other that season. Let's talk about that. As you can see, this is the game. We have Chiangi versus Joel. Joel brings the Mega Beedrill, which is very surprising, actually. Like, I'm expecting Ian to bring Koko, Kun, Shaman, Steelix, Mew, and Hawlucha. I'm not expecting the Beedrill. And Chiangi is bringing a very similar team to mine. He doesn't have the Sneasel, but instead he has Diancie. So we can very briefly skim through this. He leads Nidoqueen on the Steelix. He's going to go into Mew, as that apparently is the dedicated Nidoqueen switch-in, not the Suicune, which is interesting. Nidoqueen's a very bulky young lad. When he wants the Mew. Yeah, interesting that he chooses to bring the Beedrill, and interesting that Chiangi doesn't go into Scizor on the Beedrill, since Scizor kind of hard walls. I mean, I guess he would just get a free switch, but Joel doesn't really have much for Mega Scizor. So he has his Thundy as his Koko switch-in. Interesting decision. I don't really have a dedicated Coco switch in since Nidoqueen is supposed to be more bulky. Focus Blast. He does have Focus Blast on Gardevoir for the Steelix. That was a Choppleberry Steelix, by the way. Tapu Koko. See, I don't really see Diancie's usefulness in this game. I suppose the Steel type is Steelix, so that's not the best Steel type in the world, so Diancie can take advantage of that by, you know, ripping through the rest of the team. Shaman is always an issue. Now there's the HP Fire, of course. Set up the SD in front of the HP Fire. He said in chat that he misread that. He thought it was HP Ice. Yeah, so in this game, Joel did win. Let's hope that we can take these two teams again and, you know, change history. Let's hope I can actually pull this one off. So interesting that Changi also does bring the Camouflage Zygarde. So yeah, Joel does win this game. With that out of the way, let's talk about the team we're bringing to this finals game. Firstly, we have the Mega Scizor. It's a very good breaker here. I chose to run U-turn over Bug Bite to keep up the momentum because Scizor isn't meant to be a win condition. It's just meant to break the defensive core of Mew, Shaman, Suicune, and of course gain new momentum. If I wanted to make this thing like a win condition, a sweeper, I would probably run Swords Dance 3 attacks, Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Superpower, because otherwise I can't really hit the Scizor. I mean, not Scizor, the Steelix. I have enough speed to outspeed a Shaman or a Mew, both of them, creeping a non-invested Cobalion, and it also allows me to safely creep most Suicune sets. I also, like, absolutely need Scizor because, again, in case it brings the Beedrill, like, I'm not expecting him to bring Beedrill, but, I mean, Joel brought it, so on the off chance that Ian brings it as well, I need Scizor, because that is a very good Beedrill switch in. Yeah, so that's the Scizor set. I think it's going to come in handy. Next up, we have Sneasel. Sneasel is meant to bait in and kill Steelix. That's basically its main job in this game. I also feel the need to bring it because Shaman was an issue when I played Furfrou. I need Sneasel for that, to at least scare it out, and he would probably pull the switch into either Suicune or Steelix, probably Steelix. So I sub in front of the Shaman or the Mew, and then once Steelix is in, I click Focus Punch, which shouldn't do quite half, unless he's very physically defensive, in which case it's going to be doing a lot less than half. And then I click All Out Pummeling on the next turn for the kill. So then Steelix is gone, that's out of the way, and we should be good to go. I've also got Ice Shard there for, like, you know, Beedrill, Lucha. It's extra chip on Koko if I choose to sack the Sneasel. But Sneasel's main job in this game is to break the Steelix. Next up, we have Nidoqueen. Very fast. That is to... it's to outspeed a max speed Tyrantrum, but it's also, like, mostly to safely speed creep Suicune, barring, like, a very fast Suicune if he's trying to creep my Zygarde. So... yeah, I would like more bulk, but I think this is still the best set to run. Life Orb 3 attacks with T-Spikes, because if he doesn't bring the Beedrill, he's not going to have very much hazard removal. He doesn't have a way of removing T-Spikes very easily. He has, what, Defog on Mew? Mew isn't really a very reliable Defogger, just because its 4 move slots are much better taken up with other moves. Savali, I guess, it's an okay Defogger, but I don't think he brings it. Hawlucha's not a Defogger. Koko is viable enough, but it's not great. Again, it needs those 4 moves, so... T-Spikes on Nidoqueen are just very, very strong in this game. I have Life Orb Thunderbolt to be able to 2-hit KO the Suicune, because I am expecting his Nidoqueen switching to be the Suicune. It could be Mew, as we saw in the game with Changi and Joel. But if he does switch in the Suicune, which is what Furfrou was doing, then I have Thunderbolt there to 2-hit KO it, and his Scald won't be able to do enough to me. And if Electric Terrain is up, the Thunderbolt could be doing up to like 70%. Next up, we have Thundurus. I considered a handful of different Thundurus sets for this game. I thought about Assault Vest for, like, you know, Koko, Raichu, Suicune, Shaman, Mew, etc. I thought about Nasty Plot 3 attacks with Electrium Z. Thought about Life Orb. But I ran some calcs, and I realized that he really has no answer to Agility Weakness policy. Like, Suicune or Mew could click Ice Beam and do about half. That pops on Weakness policy as I click Agility. All of a sudden, I have a +2/+2 Thundurus. And... he doesn't really have very many responses to that. He's got, like, what? Fully specially defensive Steelix? That can take an HP ground from full, and I do have HP ground because, I'm just doing so much with it that I don't want to have to risk Focus Blast, and I think HP ground is just a fine move. Yeah, so, fully sped Steelix can take an HP ground from full, assuming I've already chipped it out of sturdy range. A bulky Mew can potentially take a Thunderbolt, depending on its investment. It's pretty much a guaranteed 2-hit KO, I think, every time, even if he's fully sped F, but... if he's just, like, physically defensive, max HP, Thunderbolt is a roll to kill, I think. then what? He's got Hawlucha and Alolan Raichu that could potentially outspeed if he gets Electric Terrain up, but that's assuming he runs investment on his Mons that are going to get 2 times speed anyway. Like, I know that's the thing a lot of people do. They don't run speed on Hawlucha just because it's going to get the boost, so on that off chance, I do have Thundurus. Thundurus does have enough speed to outspeed a non-invested Hawlucha that hits 272, we're at 273. And I have enough bulk to take an Alolan Raichu Shattered Psyche from full. So yeah, I think this Thundurus is going to be very strong in this game. That is win condition number 1. Win condition number 2 is right here. We've got Zygarde. Another Camouflage set. I think this is the 4th time I brought Camouflage Zygarde in this tournament. I don't want to have to keep bringing it, but I mean, like, it's working. And this is basically the same set that I brought against Furfrou in Losers Round 4, but I do have more speed because in chat I did mention that Zygarde had enough speed to outspeed Suicune and outspeeding a max speed Adamant Zygarde. So in case Ian noticed that and he's trying to more aggressively creep potential Zygarde bring, then I don't want to have to play too many mind games, so I realized that the best call is just to run max speed, or not max speed Zygarde, but enough speed to outspeed a max speed Suicune, so there are no mind games there. If Suicune does outspeed me, I know it's Trace Scarf, so that's the plan there. We do have the rest of the EVs into special defense and HP. I decided to run max HP and just 80 special defense. I can still, like, a Scald shouldn't be breaking my sub unless he's got a lot of investment, but yeah, that is the plan there. If he does break my sub, that means he doesn't have very much bulk. That means I'm going to be doing a lot more with E-Speed. And I know that in the last game against Furfrou, I had the issue with running out of PP because I had to use 3 E-Speed in front of the Suicune. That's why I have T-Spikes. Again, if I can chip that thing down, we're in business. So yeah, Zygarde is my second win condition. And my last Mon is my emergency button. This is Gardevoir. It's just for the Hawlucha, essentially, because looking at the rest of my team and looking at his team, I think I have basically everything checked, except that my team is slightly Hawlucha fodder. Because if he sends it in at an opportune time, like if against Scizor, he might be able to set up a Swords Dance. Against, no, Nidoqueen probably not. Sneasel, I don't think he'd want to risk that either. In front of Zygarde or Scizor, really. Just that the possibility is there, so just in case he does get to set up with Lucha, I want a response to that. That's why we have Salak Berry Gardevoir here. I'm going to trace the Unburden from Hawlucha, and then I'm going to endure Salak Berry Pops, and I outspeed it, even if he's got the Unburden boost. So, yeah, Gardevoir has enough speed to, well, outspeed a non-invested Hawlucha, just like outside of terrain. And I'm not sure if I can just switch into the Hawlucha. I'll run that calc and I'll pop it on screen right now if I can switch in on Lucha. Like, if I can take an Adamant Acrobatics from full after rocks, or if I have to, like, sack something just to play it safely. Because I'm expecting him to want to just set up a Swords Dance, but just in case, I do want to play it safely. I don't want to go hard into Gardevoir on Acrobatics and then my check drops, so yeah, that's the plan. My history in finals games, it's interesting. Actually, 2 years ago, almost to the day, was my first finals game, GOT Season 1. I did win that one. Second finals game was, what, like May of this year, UBC Season 6. I won that one as well. Third finals game I was in was in a meme league. Shout out to a meme league, P4J. I drafted a mono grass team. I still made it to finals because the league crashed and burned. Only like 4 people were still playing by the end. But I made it to finals there miraculously, and then I got body bagged by Tyler because he actually had a good team. So I am 2-1 in finals games, hoping to make that 3-1 here. If you really count this as a title, which I don't know if that would be considered a title or not, but the 2 times I did win a championship, I went undefeated like previously. Like, I went undefeated in GOT, undefeated in UBC, but here I did lose a game to Furfrou, so that would kind of break the pattern if I did win this one. Because the pattern is, I go undefeated, I win the championship. I don't go undefeated, I don't win the championship. I haven't gotten undefeated. I'm hoping I can win this championship, so yeah, thank you guys for watching, and now, let's hop into the game. Alright, we're about to get started, but before the game, I do want to briefly mention that I did change up the Gardevoir set a little bit. We now have enough bulk to take an Adamant Hawlucha's Acrobatics after Rocks, so I can just switch this thing in hard on the Hawlucha, and even if he clicks Acrobatics, we can live that hit, we pop the Salak Berry, and we should be able to 1v1 it for sure. So, yeah, we now have a little bit more bulk on Gardevoir, and took a little bit out of special attack, because we don't really need max special attack, realistically, so, yeah. There's the challenge. Ian is here. Do I have hidden power or anything, or my Ivy's good? Alright, cool. Hive tourney final versus Ian. Good luck, have fun. He does bring the Beedrill, and the Savali, and the Raichu. What? There's no Suicune. There's no Shaman. What? Okay, that changes things a little bit. I'm interested that the Savali is there. There's no Steelix. Okay. Okay, this changes things. There's no Suicune. There's no Steelix. There's no Shaman. He brings the Raichu, the Savali, and the Beedrill. So he does have the Lucius, so my Gardevoir set should work still. What are his hazard setters? He has Rocks on Mew, that potentially, that's literally it. So I'm assuming his Nidoqueen switch-in is going to be the Mew. I do want to get T-Spikes up, although he does have Savali, which is probably his best remover. And he does actually, no, he has Beedrill, so T-Spikes aren't going to be as important in this game, especially that Suicune's gone. So what do I think his lead is going to be? Possibly Koko, possibly, well, he doesn't have Steelix, so what if I lead Thundurus? I don't know. I think I need to scout the Savali set, because that could very easily be Savali Steel, and I want to be able to break that. So what do I want to lead here? I gotta save Gardevoir. I can't let that hit the field anytime soon. Zygarde, again, that's for the late game. I'm thinking right now it's probably going to be Nidoqueen for my lead. He could very easily lead Mew. I'm kind of expecting him to lead either Mew, Beedrill, or Koko. Definitely not expecting Lucia or Raichu. Savali's possible, so with all of that in mind, I think my best lead is Scizor. That way I can also get my Mega off early, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, I think Scizor is the lead here. Very interested that he didn't bring the Shaman. There's no Suicune. Alright. So Scizor's gonna come out first. I have my calcs open here. Let me see how much Scizor is going to be taken from a Koko, because I should probably calc that. Wow, a lot. Holy crap. That's Specs. Yeah. But even so, I probably don't want to risk it so early. But I feel like leading it is still probably smart. Although, I'm going to switch out on Mew as well, because it could just have Flamethrower. See, maybe I should switch out my lead. But I also want to pressure out. See, I want to force them to click those moves. I want to force me to click Flamethrower. I want to force Koko to click Thunderbolt. Although Koko could also just, U-turn out. Maybe I need to preserve Scizor for the Beedrill. I kind of need to get the Mega off, though. I think Scizor is a good lead. He's going to lead with the Beedrill. Perfect. We lead with the Scizor. So I can just Mega and U-turn out. For sure here. I could see him hard switching out. I could see him Mega Evolving and U-turning out. But I don't think he wants to risk the Bullet Punch. And, because that would be doing a ton. In fact, I'll calc that. Bullet Punch is... If I'm adamant, that could be one-shotting. So I'm just going to go for the U-turn here, of course, as I do think he's probably going to switch out here. He doesn't have too easy of a switch in. Because if he goes into Koko, I can just go into Nidoqueen. If he could have Savali Steel, potentially. We would find that out, though. So this is a very good start. Right away, it's a bug off. You know, the sheet doesn't say that Sneasel is a Z captain. I'm afraid that could be causing problems. I'm going to mention that to AVP right now in PMs. It's a thing that came up before when I played Sablo. I mentioned it to AVP that it wasn't on the sheet. Yeah, I'll message him right now. Alright, so he is just going to U-turn out. He does 32 on the crit. Awesome. 32, yeah, that's either a min roll on Jolly, or that's, wait, yeah, that's a min roll on Jolly. Okay. Or he's just not max investment, which would be a bit strange, but alright. That'd be weird if he had bulk. Don't know why he would. Alright, so... he's gonna go into Savali Steel. It is Savali Steel. Alright, so we're doing 18 to him. Savali Steel did 18 with a U-turn. That is specially defensive. That's absolutely specially defensive. I can go into Zygarde and click Substitute, but if he has Ice Beam, we have issues. I don't know if he'd want to risk it. I could go into Thundurus. I need to chip this thing down so Thundurus can clean later. Sneasel isn't really a play. I don't think Nidoqueen is a play here. I think I go Zygarde, and I pull a double to scout for the Ice Beam. Although, no, if he's... It's just that I know he's not physically defensive. He could be fast. He could be fast. I can... Actually, Nidoqueen's usefulness isn't as much in this game, because he has the Beedrill, he has the, he doesn't have the Suicune, which was my check for... So Nidoqueen was my check for that. Although he still has the Koko, so... How much is Nidoqueen doing to the specially defensive Savali? Earth Power is still doing half. Ice Beam from him is doing... well, if he has investment, that could be doing a lot. Yeah, I think I have to go into Zygarde, then double into, like, Sneasel to scout. Maybe not Sneasel, I have to double into Scizor, maybe. Scout for the Ice Beam. That might be stupid. How much is Zygarde taking from an Ice Beam, if he is fast? Which would be annoying. See, Savali Steel, that's got to be a more defensive set, right? Also, my only move is E-Speed. That could be a problem, because I can't really touch him. Although, he doesn't know that I can't touch him, so I can just scare him out here, yeah. So yeah, he probably doesn't want to take 1,000 arrows. What would his switch-in be? Mew. It would be Mew. So I'm going to double into Sneasel to one, scout for the Ice Beam, and also to scout for the Mew switch-in. He's going to go into Mew. Yeah. Now I can go for a Substitute. Scarf Mew is possible. Jake once brought a Scarf Mew against a Weavile team I had. But if he is Scarf, that really helps me out, because that really... Well, of course, it tells me what he's locked into, and... Yeah, that would actually be very good for me, because, you know, Scizor can more freely pivot, Zygarde can more freely set up, etc. So I just need to get rid of this Savali, and... I mean, that's Sneasel's job, get rid of the Savali. This is going smoothly. Knock on wood. Alright, so this can also scout to see if he's Colbur Berry, because that's also a possibility. This is not a Z captain, so yeah, his Z captains in this game are Raichu and Koko, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just those two here. Alright, he's gonna stay in on the... Oh, okay, so he is probably Colbur Berry. I'm gonna go for the knock. We're about to find out. He's gonna go into Koko, straight up. Does 30? He's Terrain Extender. Interesting. Sneasel on the Koko. Terrain Extender. That's very good to know. Knockoff did 30. That's... Yeah, that's not bulky. I mean, he probably has a little bit of investment, but yeah. He probably U-turns out here. So I think I sub again, because I mean Sneasel's not going to be taking hits anyway. Yeah, I'll just sub again. On his U-turn. Especially since I could just go straight into Nidoqueen here and he would be in a hole. Yeah, sub is my play. Yeah, he U-turns, breaks my sub. He probably wants to go into... I don't think he would go hard into Lucha here, because I could very easily have Icicle Crash. I think he goes into Savali. So... yeah, I do think something might play on the U-turn. If he does click Thunderbolt, that isn't... it's not like it's the end of the world or anything. I have easy switch-ins, and he knows that. He's just gonna go straight for a Thunderbolt here. Okay. So I could just pull the switch into Nidoqueen. I think that's what I play. Just go straight into Nidoqueen. Yeah, just gonna go for another Thunderbolt. And now here's the question. Does he have a move to hit me? No, even if he has a move to hit me, he's not a Z move. Yeah, that's right. He's not a Z move. So he's threatened out here for sure. So I think he has to U-turn into probably Mew. I'll set a T-Spike. He's just gonna go hard into Mew. Okay, yeah, probably scouting for a Scarf. So one T-Spike is up. We can see if he has Defog on Mew. This also forces him to go into Beedrill, which... If I'm Ian, what is my set? I think he very well might be Stallbreaker Mew. In which case, what would his two offensive moves be? Maybe Flamethrower and Psychic. I could see his moves being Flamethrower and Psychic. Okay, so of course I have to keep Gardevoir healthy. I can't go hard into Scizor, I don't think. I think my play might be Thundurus. I need to chip down the Savali more first. Do I want to go hard into Zygarde? If he's Ice Beam, we have issues. I think he clicks either Psychic or Ice Beam here, so that's a free Sneasel. I like that play. I like my Sneasel play here. Because what Sneasel does is, yeah, it covers for both of the moves I think he would go for. And, if he chooses to... like, he could go for a Defog here if he does have that. I think he clicks either Psychic or Ice Beam. Or, I mean, Flamethrower is possible. But even if he clicks Flamethrower, that just gives me momentum. Oh, he did a thing. He does go for a Flamethrower. Good play, good play. Alright, so I can go into Thundurus here and click Agility, see if he wants to go for an Ice Beam, if he has that. So he has Flamethrower, and my guess would be his last move is Psychic. What would he go into if I went into Thundurus, though? I'm not sure. I think Thundurus is probably the play. It's either Thundurus or Zygarde, and I'm thinking it's Thundurus. I really need to start pressuring his team, I think, and Thundurus is the play. So I click Agility. If he has Ice Beam, that's fantastic for me. If he doesn't have Ice Beam, I could see him going into Savali. If he is Spadef. Because he doesn't have an easy Thunderbolt switch in. If anything, he would stay in with Mew. Yeah, it was a good play to go for the Flamethrower there. But yeah, like I said, that gives me momentum. I get the free switch into Thundurus now. I can keep this thing healthy. So yeah, I think this is the time to set up with Thundurus. Because I should still be able to do really good damage to the Savali. I know I don't get an electric terrain boost, but if I'm at +2, Thunderbolt that's still doing a ton. Wow, yeah. 66 to 77. And it is stronger than HP Ground. I only have HP Ground for the Steelix. He's just going to go hard into Beedrill, absorb the T-Spike. So now we have an Agility up. Yeah, Beedrill's not going to want to take this. Why does Beedrill live? That's what I'm wondering. I'm running the Galaxy. Beedrill lives this! I'm going to go hard into Scizor. Because this is a win condition. I didn't expect him to go hard into Beedrill. I expected to get a weakness policy boost first. Yeah, so See what he wants to do. I'm expecting him to just go for a P-jab. Try to get as much damage as he can. Surprised that yeah, Beedrill is very specially defensive. That's why I felt the need to run that calc. So now he'll know I'm agility, but that would lead him to click a super effective move on me. And again, an Ice Beam from a Mew, an Ice Beam from a Savali, I can take those, and those pop my policy. Scizor, yep, on the P-jab. Now I'm going to U-turn out for the momentum. Because again, he doesn't have a very easy switch in. It's probably Savali. And U-turn is still my play. Yeah, he's going to U-turn out. That does 23. I'm going to see if he's... let's see if that is jelly damage. He went into a Pokemon. I'll check that in a sec. 23 on the U-turn. Yeah, that's jelly. That's a mid-roll on jelly. So yeah, I'm going to U-turn out on the Savali. And Savali is getting chipped down. This is really, really nice. Actually, is it time to go into Thundurus? Do I go into Thundurus again here? But if he does have the Ice Beam, that just opens the door. But would he go hard into Beedrill? I don't think he would want to risk hard Beedrill. Not this time. If Savali has Ice Beam, oh baby. But if he could also just click Parting Shot and go into Beedrill, and again, that loses me a lot of momentum. Although I think he would U-turn out this time. I think I'm going back into Thundurus. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Agility. Go for an Ice Beam. Because this thing is in Thunderbolt range at +2. He's just going to go hard into Beedrill this time. Again. Now I think he's got a U-turn out. I'm just going to go straight for a Thunderbolt. He's just going to... Yep, he just U-turns out. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. That's really, really good. Beedrill is seriously chipped down. He was U-turning, predicting the Scizor for sure. So now he is in a bit of a pickle. Because... see what he would choose to go into. Gardevoir's door is getting wider and wider open. If I can get rid of Savali and chip down Mew some more, Gardevoir wins, I think. He's gonna go into the Tapu Koko. I'm just gonna go for the Sludge Wave, yeah. And he might be baiting that, but... so he can go into the Lucia. Still a lot of damage. So I think Sludge Wave is still my play. He's definitely going to try to go into Lucha. Try to reverse sweep. That's why I have Gardevoir. He would be forced to click Acrobatics hard, too. Or not Acrobatic, he would be forced to click Stone Edge, actually. If he has that. A high jump kick does not kill Thundurus. Not from this range. Stone Edge probably would. Yeah, Stone Edge kills for sure. He's just gonna go hard into Raichu. Okay. I'll just Sludge Wave again. I can take a Psyshock from this range. I can take a Psychic from this range, and I'm assuming, yeah, that means I can also take an HP Ice. This is probably a Z Captain. He's probably clicking the Psychium Z here. Don't really have a sack though, so yeah, there's the Psychium. So, Thundurus is going to go down. I still have Zygarde as a win condition. I have Nidoqueen, I have Scizor, I have Gardevoir. I have to keep Gardevoir for the Lucha still. Can Scizor just kill the Raichu here? Not quite. Can he kill me? Yes. See, that's an issue. Might be time to go Zygarde. And Zygarde kill the Raichu with E-Speed from here. Most of the time, yeah. What if he's HP Ice? Does that kill me? What? That does 0. Awesome. I'll just go into Zygarde here, and I think I just click Camouflage. Where do I sub? I think Camouflage is the play. Yeah, I sponge an HP Ice. That does 58 max. Wait, no, that would make me an electric type. That's not what I want to do. Although, yeah, it's just that I wouldn't get the stab E-Speed. So maybe I just coil? Or I sub. I think I sub. Yeah, I think substitute's the play, because he can't put me into... He can't do... He isn't killing me with HP Ice. He's not putting me out of sub range with HP Ice, barring a crit. Knock on wood. And I don't think he wants to stay in. I think he wants to preserve his Raichu. He is going to click HP Ice. Okay. But I have a sub up now. So I'm just going to go for the E-Speed. Should be a roll to kill. We do kill. Oh, that crit. It mattered in the sense that it secured the kill. Hey, look, he would have been at 105 HP-ish. That was a roll. It was very heavily in my favor. By very heavily, I mean 68.8% in my favor, so... Yeah, the E-Speed crit... It mattered. I'd say it mattered. Just not too much. Might not have mattered. Because, you know, again, it is in my favor. 68% roll. Alright, well now that the electric terrain is gone, I can click Camouflage. Unless he chooses to go into Kyoko. He's going to go into the Mew. I think Camouflage is still my play. Because if he wants to go for an Ice Beam, if he has Ice Beam, he is just going to go for a Taunt. Okay. So he has Stellar Breaker with Flamethrower and one other move. I can scout his set here. 13. That did 0. Yeah, now he clicks Flamethrower. Yep, we're not in good shape here. So he doesn't have Psychic, actually. His moves are Ice Beam and Flamethrower. 13. That's pretty physically defensive. It's also fast enough that he was able to outspeed me. So that's fast, and it's got some Fizz Dove. Nidoqueen can take the hit. I'm gonna go into Nidoqueen on the Flamethrower. Oh, never mind, he just went for another Ice Beam. Yeah, I think I lose. Yeah. I need to get this Mew off the field. I mean, Gardevoir's not taking much. Gardevoir's taking 20 to 24. And I am doing 42 to 49 with Shadow Ball on him. Gardevoir can still win this game. Do I need to preserve Nidoqueen? I have to play Gardevoir perfectly, man. I think I have to go hard into Gardevoir. Let's go for an Ice Beam. I have to just click Shadow Ball. Yeah, I gotta get this thing off the field. Pressuring it with Shadow Ball is the only way I can. Just to go straight into Savali, yeah. At the very least, the Mew is off the field. That's what I needed. I have to go into Zygarde. Yep, there's an Ice Beam. Now I can go into Scizor. See if he has Flamethrower, Scizor drops. I have Focus Blast on Gardevoir. How much did my Shadow Ball do? 17? Yeah, that's Pidef. That's not speed invested. So I outspeed. Focus Blast kills from this range. And I could also just go into Nidoqueen and Earth Power. Gardevoir is my win condition. This is the only way I can win this game with Gardevoir. I have to get him to go into Hawlucha. How do I do that? If I go into Nidoqueen, his play is just to go right back out into Mew. I think I need to land a Focus Blast if I want to win this game. How much is my Earth Power doing to Mew on the Switch? Not nearly enough, yeah. $33 to $39. It's either Nidoqueen or Gardevoir. If I go Gardevoir, I click Focus Blast. That's just... I think I have to go into Gardevoir. I have to land this Focus Blast. I also have to bluff Scarf for as long as I can. I landed. Savoli drops. Alright, that's huge. Beedrill is in. I think he has to U-turn out here. If I go into Scizor, he has to go into Koko, I think. I can still win this game. See, if I go into Scizor... Of course he's U-turning out. He doesn't have another play. He would have to go into his Tapu Koko. Well, that's what I'm hoping. He goes into Koko. I have to go into Scizor. Yeah. Yeah, there's the U-turn. Mew is in. He just clicks Flamethrower here, yeah. I mean, I'll Bullet Punch. Get off that extra bit of chip. Yeah, so... Now I've got to go back into Gardevoir. Yeah, that's my only play. Gotta click Shadow Ball. Gotta kill the stupid Mew. Good, he does go into the Coco. He's probably willing to sack this thing here, so I'll just go into Nidoqueen. Alright. Thing is, though, I don't have enough chip on Mew. So Gardevoir can't kill it, I don't think. Yeah, I think I lose just because I don't have enough chip on Mew. He goes into Mew. My only play is to go hard Gardevoir. Come on, stay in with Mew. Sack it. Sack it. Spit F drop, please. Okay. That's chip. I'll give a spit F drop. I can't let my Salac Berry pop because then that's game. I also can't go into Nidoqueen. I think Shadow Ball is still my only play. He's gonna go hard into Coco! Wait a minute! Go into Lucha! Oh my goodness, I can win this game! I can win this game! Endure! Oh, wait, no! He's limber! Do I still outspeed the Beedrill? It's a matter of whether I can outspeed the Beedrill. Lucha drops. Do I outspeed the Beedrill? Looking at calcs right now. Beedrill. Does he have this thing trained to outspeed a max speed Scarf Gardevoir? It is Jolly. Ah! There it is. Not able to pull off the win. He was Jolly B. On Fort. It's been a few days since the conclusion of the Hive Invitational tournament, and looking back, it truly was an insane ending. Of course, I would have preferred my Gardevoir set to have worked, but like, the game started off in my favor, then the momentum shifted to Ian's side, and then just when it looked like he was about to clean up the game, I nearly pull off a miraculous reverse sweep, only to get stopped by a set that Ian didn't even mean to bring, You can't ask for a more incredible finish. Well, again, if Hawlucha was the right set, but it was still an amazing game to watch. I lucked my way to the finals game, so it's only fair that I get luck myself. Good game to Ian, and I hope we can face each other again in this coming season of Hive Beedrill. And to the 2 people who watch my videos, you know that non-upload required league I plan on uploading in January? Yep. And with the new year right around the corner, it's about time for a bit of a fresh start. Out with the old, in with the new.